All right, we are live and ready to go. Sort of. Make sure I can. Does anybody have the stream going?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All
I don't
right.
know about the stream.
Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear everybody else?
Sounds fine.
Okay, perfect. Make it a little bit bigger for everybody. Spencer 77. Why is that a thing?
I don't know. It's a thing.
It's something with the update.
Who owns it? Well, let me look.
It's you.
My
You're on
DM
the
should tell
table,
me.
I think. Because when I got onto the table, Toggin was already up at the top bar, and I just had to grab him from the players thing, which is weird. But at the top, Mantha8225 also showed up. So.
Yeah, that happened to me when I joined as well. But my character, I had to actually go to the character sheet. Mine wasn't just up there.
All right, so it must have been like she said. It's a as once the character grabs it, once the player grabs a character, it then comes in. Interesting. I like how it shows the color a lot better. It's a lot clearer than it was before, so that's cool. Rendon and Luthien have the same one. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, when I joined, all of our characters were at the top, and then as people joined, the different characters' names became bolded as people grabbed their characters.
That's kind of cool.
Really weird, because I was like, "Who the fuck has Toggin? Who was playing him last?" And then I had to like manually go into the characters to grab him. I'm like, "Nope, I own him. What's going on here?"
All right. Well, we will.
There you are. Hello.
Cool. We will figure it out as we go. There's that. There's that. All right. So there's Micah and. So I don't know if you know how to do this, but if you can shrink your background in XSplit and then slide it a little bit. So that way people can see what it is, or just move your camera a little bit so that your head is down in the corner.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, that works. Let me find streaming.
You can capture a screenshot. I can.
So when you've got XSplit open and where you choose which one you want.
Yeah.
Go to the one with the T-Rex, and then there's a little pencil in the corner. Click on
that.
that.
The pencil.
And then it opens up a whole nother thing, and you want X and Y. That will change it left or right. And then there's also a zoom. Yeah. So you want it all the way.
I want it way over there, but then I can't see it, though.
Yeah, you want it over there, and then you want it. So you can also shrink it, make it smaller. That might be.
Is that the zoom?
Yes, the zoom. So make it shrink it, and then put it up in the top right corner. The other side. Yep, and then up a little bit for the whatever the y-axis is. There you go. Boom. If you want it. If you want to.
Since I have stream up, that stream cannot see either one of you.
Weird.
You're welcome.
If the stream can't see us, what's the point of being on camera?
It's not the stream's
It's to make you feel better.
It's my fault. It's my computer's going insanely slow, and I was way behind tonight. So this is not Dawn of Flame, just so you know. This is D&D.
So,
Micah.
I am in charge / have control currently of Trustendor Manor. If you guys have stuff you want me to put on display in the display shelf, as long as it is super cool and display worthy, I will put it on display if you put the item into the party sheet, I will move it over and put it under the manor if you guys want it there. I just did that. It reflects in the chat. You can see all the cool stuff in our display shelf.
Nice. I don't have anything at this moment, but if we find something she can carve out, then she'll carve a cool statue or something. I have yet to decide what it will be yet. It depends on what we find, though.
So
Sure.
he was going to talk to. Scrambles was going to talk to Luthien and see if he could if she would either do it for free, preferably, or if he could pay her to make some scrimshaw rings
Ooh.
from
I sent
the
her a
bones
chat
that he has.
in the Discord, but I don't know if she responded back.
Which Discord?
I don't know. They showed me how to do it last week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there you are. I probably
That's for sure
saw
I
it.
sent it. I was like, I know I sent it. I didn't get anything back because I don't even know how to check that. That's how often I use Discord.
Oh, there you are. I have it on quiet in general, but it's probably I probably opened it and then closed it right off the bat because in general this Discord nobody directly messaged me. Luthien would 100% be willing to do that for free. She'd probably say like you have to provide the materials, but she would happily do that for free.
Sweet. I provide the material.
Cool.
Cool.
It's
We're
a
in the
little
middle of
funny in my mind that you're like, I opened it and nobody directly messages me, and meanwhile in the message that he sent, you were tagged.
No, but what I mean is most of the time it's like at everybody, and it's something that I'm like, oh, and well, like Sven was like, Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Like, that's the kind of messages I'm used to getting in this chat. If I'm adding it all. So I probably opened it and then closed it and was like, it's probably not, like, it's for me because it was pinged for me, but I'll look at it later and forgot.
Yeah. He just doesn't want to talk to you, Micah. I don't know what to say.
I don't like
okay.
you enough, Micah. It's okay.
It's okay. I don't know if you didn't want
And
to talk
can
to
you
me or
hear
not.
the
I don't even
alarm
know,
on
honestly.
the stream?
Soundscape.
No, on the stream.
I have muted so I don't have echoes.
I have stream out. I don't hear anything that.
If your computer's running slow, we might just play with the dumbed down version though, so then we make sure we can at least get the recording done.
Alright, so we're going to move on. Presume it can be heard, even if it can't.
It was not heard on stream, but I heard it on Sirenscape.
There we go. That might fix it. Let's see. Let's try it again. So it'll be just after I say this. Anyone? Bueller?
Hello?
I have a feeling there's other noises going on, so I don't know if the test was successful, but I clicked a button and I think it helped. So,
Okay, they can be heard on stream. I had to test.
Okay, so the you guys returned to Phandalin. You found that the first floor of the manor is mostly restored. Adabra's new apprentice took you guys below to Adabra. You found out that Creepy had a mate. One of his offspring was killed by this strange Nothic, Larther Nothic, which you then killed in return. And went back upstairs. Went to the smithy, talked and found out some stuff about the smithy, And that is where we left off. Is there anything else anybody wanted to add regarding what we have already done and what has transpired?
Didn't we go talk to the like leader of the town or something?
Harbinger.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got
did
his
that.
permission to start a guild hall,
Hmm.
so we can start a guild hall.
And he was like a little condescending about it. He's like, "Yep,
Yeah.
you go do that."
He wasn't even sure the dragon was dead when we got there.
Have fun, kids.
How would he be?
I don't know. There's been no dragon sighting for like 2 weeks.
Now, to me,
As dragon
dragons.
sighting with his luck would have been the next day. So
Dragon sightings. I feel like dragons themselves. I don't know. In most fantasy, they're like they eat a bunch and then they sleep a bunch, and then they go back out and eat a bunch. But I don't know. I don't know how dragons act in D&D.
So the dragon in this neighborhood was like terrorizing everything and like eating all of the other prey's shit. So like stuff was coming down from its normal places to get away from dragon and to hunt, which is why it was such a nuisance in the first place.
Fun. Fun. We love nuisances.
All right, so people for hire. Let me make sure my assets are updated like they should be and refreshed. And everything that you took and put, you didn't want to sell any of that or use any of that. Like I know, for example, the giant ant carapace. There was talk about making like druid armor or stuff like that with some of it, but I also know you got a lot of it. So I just want to make sure everything you put in there you wanted.
Yeah, the giant ant carapace that is in there was the one that I claimed. Everything else, everything that I put in there is stuff that I had actually claimed myself. Everything else, there's still more giant ant carapace, 6 more in the party sheet. There's a cast iron chandelier in the party
I
sheet.
put that in there
And
to
incantation.
put in the manor.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I will put
And
it
then
in.
I think the rest of the carapace we said we were selling. Luthien has what she wants to do stuff with, and then she said, "You guys, we can sell the rest and split it with the party, or somebody else
Works
wants
for
to
me.
make armor or do something with it. Who has the best? Not diplomacy. What am I thinking of?
Charisma or
Charisma. Thank you.
It's gonna be Toggin.
Okay.
Which is funny considering how I play him, but he's charismatic. Somehow.
Hey, you can be charismatic without talking a lot.
Yes, me. Oh. Finally. You guys hear me?
Cutting out a little bit, but
You sound like Tron.
Yeah, well, that's what it's going to be right now.
But to answer your question, yes, everything in the manor is stuff that was personally mine, or the one
Given
ant
to you.
carapace. Yeah, the one ant carapace that I took / was given. So everything else in there is
Jackson
there.
has a crap ton of stuff that
If you want to put it in the mansion, just throw it in the party sheet, and I will move it over to the mansion for you.
okay. Well,
does Scrambles want some giant ant poison to go with the giant ant carapace?
If it's in like a vial and it looks cool, sure.
It does not
It's
look
in a
cool.
vial.
It's a
It's
sticky
just a
It
vial
liquid.
doesn't look cool. It's in a
Yeah,
vial.
but we can
though.
put it next to the thing and say this is ant poison or something. I don't know. If it's not loose where like somebody can actually fall and poke them or try to touch it or something, I guess it's gonna be behind glass. I don't care. So I mean, yeah, sure. We can put it there. I don't give a crap. Whatever you want to do. That sounds like something that is cool. We can get a label made for it. Everything in there has a little placard made. Scrambles has been commissioning Jack some to make little placards that have the carved little names in them, and he tacks it onto the shelf so everybody knows what they are.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
Right.
so weird.
That'll do it.
Are the things that I dragged in there not identified for you guys?
I saw sticky yellow liquid with whatever you put in there, and then clear liquid.
Okay. The sticky yellow one is the giant ant poison, and the clear one is giant spider poison.
Mm.
He was talking about stuff in the party sheet.
Yes.
I show both of those things as being ID'd, so I'm not sure why they are not.
I don't know.
I see
They're
giant
ID
spider
in
poison.
the thingy itself, just
We
not.
can have a poison shelf, a shelf for poisons. If there's more than one poison, heck yeah.
Poison.
poison
Poison for
shell?
Cusco.
Poison. The poison specifically to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. Luthien, you just task Luthien and Toggin in making every possible poison known to man to put in a poison shell.
Honestly, that'd be so awesome.
That would be actually. You have a
And
poison.
also
don't
super
you?
dangerous for us to keep inviting people to our house with, but you know.
All right, so
Hey,
everyone
it'll
who
be locked up.
was there talking to Harbin, who was everybody except Luthien, the three of you can give me either a insight or a what was the other thing I was thinking it could be? I guess perception.
Okay.
One of those two.
Did you just
It was
send
a
me a picture of a
19, man.
token?
It was a 19.
Did you send that to me? It's a picture of a token?
I did not send it anything, no.
Okay, a picture of my token just popped up randomly. I don't know what it was. So insight, or what was the other one? Perception?
Perception.
Gotcha.
So it looks like one of the new things you can do is if you put your... Let me share this with everybody. This update just happened today, so I have not messed with it either, but it looks like when you put your cursor over the token, it pops up in the top left corner. I'll show you on the stream so you can see what they are and the symbols that are on them. Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Very cool. It's one of the reasons I like Fantasy Ground so much. They're always improving, making things better. All right.
Yay.
Minimize. Boink. Boink. Boink.
Why did it not fucking kill me?
All right. Let's see. Toggin, you are the only one who noticed.
Are you telling Toggin something separate?
Yes.
Okay. Why is this not?
One of the weird things about me, personally, is that despite
Right.
spending as much as a year, anywhere from 3 to 15 hours a week, trying to improve my typing speed, I cannot get above 48 to 52. So I've always been about between 35 and 40. Got up to about 42 while I was in the Marine Corps. As a journalist, I type all the time. Target, there you go. As for work, and I'm in the chat and email team. I do FCC cases. I do all this stuff. So I'm typing all the time. And like I said, I just cannot seem to get any faster. So anyway, yes, there are times you're gonna have to wait. All right, so
It's okay. We can just listen to the sound of your keyboard coming through your mic.
But just be happy I don't have an electronic keyboard. They are so annoying to listen to as a listener. I have a couple. I know a DM who does that, and it's like, wow. Okay, do you understand what's being said, Toggin?
Not 100%. Is it going to Harbinger?
So, as far as you know from the story,
I'm resetting my fantasy ground, just so you know.
dadgummit. And then it doesn't help when I fat finger the keys.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Okay, so while she's looking at that, today is the 28th. So now do you understand what's going on?
Yes.
And just to make perfectly clear, the last message I just sent, he seems to indicate that has been happening more often.
Yeah, I caught that from the second message. I appreciate you checking in on me, because I was like staring at the message at first and I'm like, well, of course that would happen. What do you mean?
So you guys did notice as you were coming through, like I said, the little luck shrine has been improved. You'll notice that there's some scaffolding here behind Harbin Wester's house. There's some. Looked like a field was being cleared to the west of the. Let me look at here. Oh, did I close the map? Here it is. I opened the map. To the west of where the words say Shrine of Luck.
Yes.
Looks like that area is being cleared for another building to be built.
Ooh.
So you have seen some improvements, or construction at least, within the town. And besides, of course, the blacksmith. And it looks like there's maybe, normally as you go through the town, you might see one or two people moving around, doing things as you're walking. Today, you probably saw 5 up and down the streets and stuff.
More than double.
Looks like there's a little bit more activity in the town. All right. Any last questions or comments? I just wanted to make sure, since now that we've had a week to think about it.
Yeah, I wanted to find out if the boys have still been feeding the Manicore, if they've seen him.
I'm talking about Harbin. Harbin
no,
Wester.
I don't care.
All right. So you guys can go ahead and put yourselves back on at the manor. Luthien, I don't remember how you were involved. Have you seen the manor? Have you seen the manor? Do you know? Are you familiar with what it looks like? And
Yeah,
it
so
is
the
and-
last
okay.
yeah, the last session I had played, we were just about to avenge Creepy's child.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought so. Just want to make sure. Um, okay, so what I'm going to do, everybody give me a roll initiative. Today is
Oh, okay. I see what's happening.
today is the 28th.
Where's initiative? There it is.
It is now going to be the third. One,
Time jump.
2,
Woogity, woogity, woogity.
3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right. So we're jumping ahead to the third of Hammer. The third day of Hammer. The third of Hammer. Um. Let me.
Before we do the time jump, I think as we're walking back to the manor, Toggin is going to say, Scrambles, did you make more payments since you got back? It feels like I've seen you whole time.
No, I haven't made any payments since we got back.
But he said that you have made. He implied that you have made many payments. Didn't you only make one?
I'm pretty sure I didn't make any payments. Let me check my notes real quick. I keep a, a, a note of this just so that way I'm trying to be as honest as I can. So, yeah, no, I haven't made any kind of payment since the 3rd of Nightall. That was the last time I made a payment, to my knowledge. Is that Scrambles isn't trying to lie? He doesn't. I don't think I'm lying. I have not made any payments. Is that correct, DM?
That is correct.
Okay.
You were
I was like, I
you're
don't remember
supposed to
making
make a
any.
monthly payment, and you made one monthly payment.
Yep, on the 3rd of Nightall. I
Um,
have it in my notes.
beyond that, you haven't made any other payments. You don't. You didn't specifically ask
Adabra.
Adabra, but then again, it hasn't been the first of the month either. So
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think
Okay.
I don't think I've made any payments extra. I'm pretty sure we haven't.
Okay. It was weird wording then. He said all the money you have been paying toward the manor is being used to help the town. It seemed odd because you only made one payment.
Well, maybe he's
and
talking about.
as he mentions that, you do remember that is what he said.
That is what he said.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what the Harbinger said.
Yeah.
Jackson doesn't remember anything, but he was.
I mean, maybe he means like because the town has like people coming in to like work on like there's construction workers and things like that. Maybe those people are buying things from the miners exchange and Barthen's Provisions or staying at Stonehill Inn, or maybe that's what he means. I'm not sure what he means by that, but I just made a normal monthly payment, so I don't know. Maybe they're using some of that money to fix things in town, I assume, because they weren't making any money on it before at all. It was just sitting there in decay, looking sad. It was just condemned. So maybe they took some of the money I paid them and put it back into the town.
It could you also ask Adabra if she had paid?
Yeah, because I paid 1,500 for the manor reservations. We put 1,000 into the blacksmith. Each of us got 5 platinum, and then I paid. But I mean, yeah, don't know. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, I'll ask her. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's only 500 gold, so I can't imagine. I mean, 500 gold goes pretty far, but not ridiculously far. Yeah, I'll go talk to Adabra and see what she says.
It just seemed like weird wording. It did not seem like he meant that all of the money that he had paid. He said we
Yeah,
have been paid.
I agree. That is very strange wording, but Harbinger's kind of a weird guy, so maybe I don't know. And
I did also get that impression. So
yeah, he's also kind of like his whole purpose is to like build the town, make it functional. So maybe he reinvested it somewhere. I don't know. I'll ask her.
All right. So, what in particular? What type of jobs are you looking to fill within the house? And if you need help, let me know.
We need a manager.
So, butler.
We need a well, we need somebody like specifically like to manage the upkeep of the house and like to manage the staff.
yeah, that's like
Mm-hmm.
a butler's
So
job.
Yes, that's what a butler does.
a butler draws baths and like gets
No,
your car.
that's a that's a um, chauffeur is the second one, and a maid in waiting in the for the first one. So if you
Well,
watch like Downton Abbey and stuff, they are
I watch Fresh Prince of Bel
there
Air,
is
and they have
the
a butler.
there is
He
the
makes sandwiches and does bullshit like that.
there's the head of the household, and then the butler, and then usually the woman in the house, depending on what if she does anything at all, in the hierarchy, and then the cook, because the cook usually runs all the kitchen staff and stuff if there is any. So the butler does all the day to day. He runs everything, and the only thing, so the head of the house says, "Oh, gee, I think this wall should be red, or we should probably hire somebody," and the butler does all that stuff, making sure that the
So he's
master's
gonna
bed is
collect the
made,
money
all that
from
stuff.
people.
Hmm.
He's gonna collect the money from people who stay at the house.
He or hire someone to do that. Yes.
Sounds like he's gonna hire a manager to me, but okay. Yeah, we need somebody to do that shit. We also need a cook. We need maid or
Yeah,
maids.
cleaning staff.
If you're looking at a hotel, then yes, that's the same thing the manager does.
Yeah, we need maids as well. Well, that's essentially what we have. We have a guild hall. So we need a maid also, or I would assume I'm gonna say we need two maids, one for the nighttime and one for the day.
Okay.
Um, and then I would like some type of security, at least one dude who can, or one person, whether it's a dude or not, I don't care, but just somebody who can kind of be there and be security for the manor. And those are the things immediately I think of. What do you guys think of?
Yeah, that's what I can think of immediately.
Oh, groundskeeper maybe? Somebody to like
Yeah, like a gardener
keep
and
the
groundskeeper.
lawn and stuff going.
Do you guys have a cook?
Not yet.
Nope, cook's a good idea.
Just say
French
every
Prince,
manor has a cook.
French Prince of Bel Air, the butler is also the cook. But we're not going by
Yeah.
French Prince of Bel Air rules. Um,
Yeah, we're only going by historical rules within the household.
I've only really
What is
seen
that?
like two butlers. Batman's butler, who does all the things I just mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
and
And all the
the
other
French
stuff.
Prince of Bel Air rule.
Yes. But the problem
So I'm
is
like,
with
I
both of
don't
those
know.
examples, they are the only other help.
Yeah, they're it. I know.
It.
That's
That's
what
all they are.
I know. But I didn't want them to be like that. That's fucked up. I don't want to be
Oh,
Bruce Wayne here, have everybody do everything for
One
me.
person you trust that
I'm
does
sorry,
everything
Pyro.
for you.
Pyro 967. I read that as back, as in saying, "Hey, I'm back." It's not. It's actually black. So give me a second, and I'll grab that cloak while they're talking.
I
Um,
read it as back
missed
too,
that.
so you're not the
Reno?
only one.
Reno, did you see the message I sent you? You may want to mention that.
Do we have a stable?
I think we do have.
We need
So,
somebody to tend to horses and stuff.
yeah. I was also just about to say that if we're going to be keeping my snake here, maybe somebody who can care
That's right.
for
I
it.
forgot we have a giant snake.
A
We have
giant
a
fucking
snake pit.
snake.
We have a snake pit like in 300.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
forgot about it.
taking care of reptiles is very, very simple. You put them
Yeah.
in an enclosure they can't get out of,
Like a
and then you
pit,
feed them a rat or something that they want to eat.
a
About once a
victim.
week, maybe once every 2 weeks, depending on how big
Perfect.
of the meal there is. That's all they have to do. It's not a whole lot of cleanup,
Yeah.
except for when they shed every quarter or so. Unless
We'll
it's-
have employee of the
so-
month and then worst employee of the year. The worst employee of the year gets kicked into the snake pit 300
Oh my
style.
god. I
This
just,
is scrambles, and then I just kick him right into the fucking thing.
bruh.
All right, so there you go. You do have. There are laws and things, so if you just go randomly killing your servants, there are going to be repercussions.
If they catch us, what
Mhm.
happens if the manor stays at the manor?
All right, so set my timer for my cloak. Thank you, Pyro, and welcome. JRGB 2016. Howdy, howdy. Welcome, welcome as well.
That's Joe.
So, who is Lai Jin?
I think it's one of Charlie's friends, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh, okay. Lai Jin, welcome. I thought you were one of my players, so thank you. Thank you for saying hi. River Chaser would actually be, yeah, Taugen. Taugen's the same as River Chaser. So, you already got his info. All right. Clock. Did anybody hear from Reno?
Oh gosh, it's been a while since I've heard his voice.
Okay. So,
I know it's been pleasant.
Reno Jackson says, "Hey guys, why don't we just instead of hiring guards, we can just hire like a butler and a cook and people who can fight. That way they can just do both, defend themselves, you know."
Hire people who can do both, yeah. I mean, if we can get a cook who can fight, I'm down. I just mostly want the food to be good so people will not say, oh yeah, this place sucks and their food tastes like dog
Right.
shit.
And also, if the food's good, like maybe people will come here specifically to buy food or something, you know?
Exactly.
Okay.
Come here for foods and meals and whatnot.
All right. So remember, did you guys want to stop into the Stonehill Inn?
Oh yeah, since we're about to be direct competition.
Not really. If you were opening up an inn, you would be, yes. But your
The Adventurers Guild is a little bit different.
correct.
Scragbles
Your
is going
average
to
caravaner
walk
is
by.
not going to stay at the Stonehill. Not going to
Yeah.
stay at your place.
Scrambles is going to walk by unless somebody reminds him to go talk to him. Scrambles is pretending like he forgot already
Okay.
because he
I just want,
doesn't
that
care.
was the last thing that Harbin mentioned that he.
I did
wanted you guys to do.
remember that. Scrambles did remember that, and he is selectively forgetting it because he thinks that's dumb.
All right.
But
So
if Taugen or Jackson says something, he'll stop.
during this week, you're going to sell your crap. These two, the carapace, you cannot sell here. So what you can do, you have a couple options. You can make something from him. So armor or dishware. I mean, you can make anything you want. These plates. You can, and then try to sell that. Or you can sell it to a caravaner who is going to give you a much less price, who is going to, like Nashkel or a bigger city where people would be able, or like the Glasslands, circle of druids, things like that, people who are traveling in those directions where other druids are who would actually use them for weapons and armor.
Luthien would be more willing to trade with her sister tribes, but it is up to the group. I do understand that.
Where are your other tribes?
Well, so the ones in the grasslands, let me pull them all up because I have them all on a list. Green fields. The desert is in the desert of Anorak, near the Grey Cloak Hills. I'm trying to think map-wise. I get confused when looking at the big map where everything is. But there's some relatively close to Phandalin, if I remember correctly.
Basically,
I
there's
think
one
there's-
in each type of terrain. There's a
Yeah, so
circle of druids, and they're scattered throughout the Sword Coast. So she would have to sell it to a caravan who travels to the druid circles, or in the major city, because those are the only two places that would have people who would actually want to buy it.
yeah.
I'm fine with either one. Once we
could
get everything
also,
up and
like-
running here, we don't have to hang around, you know?
Yeah,
That's the
well,
point of this
because
place.
Luthien likes the idea of working on them herself, but she also knows we don't have the time for that. And so, she would
Well,
rather
hey, we're
have
about
it.
to skip forward a few days, so if you wanted to work
Well,
on it,
Luthien's
then
also
you-
working on the bronze dragon claw rings or scrambles, is what I was thinking she'd be doing while you guys are having all this gallivanting through. She'd
Sweet.
probably ask Jackson if it's okay to use his tools and forage and things. Some. She
Yeah,
has some of her own tools, but she's probably staying put for the most part. How
Can I be heard
many?
now?
Yes.
We can hear you now. Yeah. How many rings were you thinking, Scrambles?
One for each of us. So 1, 2, 3, 5. I
Are we
think is that
including?
number.
I was gonna say, are we including Kree in that mix?
Was Cray part of the dragon fight? I don't remember.
Luthien and
Kree,
Rinton
yeah.
weren't part of the dragon fight.
Yeah. I
Oh,
was gonna
that's
say,
true. We might as well make one for Korean Tricks then. Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm
then
not making a
that's-
ring for Rendon. He's a dog.
No, he doesn't need one. He's got a cute collar. If there's something left over, maybe she'll pierce his ear or something.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, probably not. But that's what she's doing in that time frame. So I would say let's sell it to
Maybe
a
put a little
caravan.
charm on his collar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
have-
she'll leave a little charm. A
So I
scrambled
have-
egg.
A full brass dragon skull and 2 brass dragon talons that I hand to you to do with as you please for the carvings. So
Okay.
we can get the rings out of them. I assume we can make 5 or 6 rings from an entire dragon skull and 2 talons. But Scrambles doesn't know. He genuinely has never made a ring.
Yeah.
He knows absolutely nothing about making jewelry. So he gives you everything from the brass dragon.
Okay, if there's anything left over, she'll probably make a cool, like, not an actual, like, jewelry piece, but a pendant or something of
Sure.
the dragon. Or
Well, you
something.
can keep that whole thing as payment. Just, hey, if there's leftovers, it's yours. You want to grind it up in the dust, if you want to make it into paste, if you want to make
Okay.
necklaces or a cod piece or something cool. Dragon talon cod piece or a bra or whatever you do with your life. I don't care.
Okay.
Do as you will.
If we do end up sending stuff to Sister Tribe, she will also send a message just asking the status of all of the tribes combined, if they have any word from anything. And it'll be just asking basic information. How's her family? How's Civis? How is, wow, her giant friend?
Taugen.
What?
Her giant friend, Taugen.
Oh, nope.
No, he has a giant friend.
That's how she knows giantish.
Yeah, that's why it was so surprising when she knew giant.
So here's the thing. She had her giant friend, and I knew I named him. I could not find him in my notes anywhere, and Sven in Saving Grace had it in his notes somewhere. And I was like, "Thank you. I've been looking for like the information on him everywhere because I know I created him. I just couldn't remember his name." I'm gonna let my sister's dog out of my room.
All right, so you're looking for a couple mage. You're looking for um, hold on a second. So during these next 5 days, let's take a look at the combat tracker link. All right, so scrambles. Make sure everybody is here. Luthien is not here. Why isn't Luthien here? Give me a second. So scrambles, you're going to be first.
Okay.
And feel free to say no. But what the plan is, what I'm going to do is see if anybody is going to be doing anything in particular during that week. Then, when everybody's done doing whatever they want to do in particular, you're then going to be hiring the people that you want to hire.
Ah, that makes sense.
If you get any kind of response within that week.
Can we do it like Shark Tank? Where
I've
we
never
have
seen
like.
it, so I have no idea what that would be.
So what happens is they walk into the front of the manor, and the first thing they see is a long table, and at the long table is me, Taugen, Jaxum, and Luthien. And we're all sitting there on really big, oversized, like recliner-style chairs. And then they walk in and they pitch us why they should be the cook, or they pitch us why they should be the butler. And then we all fight over whether or not we think it's a good idea or not. And I want to be the mean one. It's kind of like
Lippy.
American Idol meets
Oh my
Typically,
God.
Lemonade Stand.
typically with a cook, you have them cook something. And
That's
you
also
try
a
their
great
Oh
food.
idea.
yeah, that's part of.
Scrambles did not think about that.
Luthien would probably point that out.
And
It's gonna be a no for
beyond,
me, dog.
once you make a choice of, you
To-
can do the initial talk first, and then when if you think yes they're worth a try, then they go cook something. You initially talk first to see maybe they don't want to prepare meals for up to 30 people, or they don't know how, or they don't have the experience, things like that. Maybe they demand certain things, or so talking to them
Sure.
first, and then but with the cooks, the butlers should have letters of whatever it's called.
Recommendation.
Thank you. Recommendation from their past things with family seals and things like that. If they've been formally trained, if they haven't been formally trained, then it's just they'll tell you what they can do. Servants, the maids, that would be up to you guys to do your talk to and stuff. And again, there are a lot of townspeople too who may want to come up
Want to
and
do that stuff? Yeah.
talk to you guys, so you can get a professional cook that you're paying a lot of money to, and then like one or two townspeople to come help be work in the kitchen,
Sure.
where that you're paying a pittance to, but it's more than what they would make anywhere else.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are all things you can think about. But we'll get there when we get there. Right now, we're looking at what do you guys want to do individually, if anything, and if there's nothing particular you want to do, that's fine. So starting scrambles, and then Jackson, you're going to be next.
Personally, I want to go see if the Manticore is alive still. That's the only thing I really care about.
All right, you want to see if the manticore is still alive?
Yes, you can check for that.
All right, how are you going to do that?
So I was paying 2 little boys to feed it, and I went into town. I don't remember where I hired them from, but they were feeding it goats for me.
Yes. So, remember the story of the manticore. It was living up in the mountains. It got driven down and was attacking Adabra at her windmill when you found her. And when you defeated it, it then said, "Call me if you need me." It went away. You don't know where. You then shot off your wand.
Yep.
And
come get
then
it.
it showed up and was eating at the manor. That's where they were bringing the goats up here to the manor.
Yes.
So during that time, during the next couple of days, you do find out. So you're whispering to me as Tressendor Manor, and yes, I am getting them as Tressendor Manor. If you click,
I don't know how to not be Tressendor Manager. I just clicked out of the character sheet, so.
If you open up the character sheet, there's a speech bubble on the top right, and it'll also change the color of your dice.
Yeah, no, that
Right
didn't
by
work.
right by inspiration.
Character sheet, party sheet, English.
Nope, inspiration. Your main character sheet on the main page. Right next to
Oh, yeah.
inspiration is a little bubble.
Set to active.
Speak as. Yep. So.
Okay,
Anyway.
cool.
And that'll also change your dice color if you have dice set for one of them, and that way you can also know which one is which. Anyway, so if you wanted to do that,
I don't
there's
know
nobody
if I can.
here who can do it.
Cool, I'll send away.
You would have to have it sent away. And what do you want it to do?
What I discussed with you last week. I sent it to you. I'll send it again.
Okay.
I want to get rings made. That's pretty much my 2 big things. Is I'm gonna go check on the mana core and I want the rings made. But since we already are doing the ring thing, then that's no big deal. I will send away for it and figure it out.
All right. So that's the time. I'll keep wearing it for a little bit because I messed up and didn't understand what it was doing. So I'll keep wearing it for a little bit longer, Pyro. But I appreciate it. So this is the black side. The other side is red with a black collar. So it's a little confusing if you're wondering why is it red. Well, it's not. It's actually black with a red collar. So I'm talking about the cloak for those of you who aren't seeing the chat. So Toggin, to answer your question, instead of trying to type, I'm getting all these whispers. Toggin, it's preferable but not mandatory. I prefer the quality to be what we want it to be, and if that's the only thing they have is a portrait, that's fine. And I just can't do it while we're playing, otherwise my computer explodes. So if you're just not able to do it, that's not a problem. Just let me know. Oh, that one. Yeah, give me a percentile scrambles.
Gotcha. I have inspiration if I need to re-roll.
Alright, so you don't know in particular the person who would do that, but you do know, you have a person who knows, somebody who would know. So you can send
Is that a Dabra?
You can send them, no, in Nashville. So you can send it to them. Also, your choice, you do have a contact up in Waterdeep, and it might be cheaper in Waterdeep, but it's going to take longer. So,
okay.
And is it just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm willing to spend, I don't know, like 150 gold. I
Okay.
feel like that's a lot of money.
It is.
150 gold's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For the
but
average
we're
person, absolutely.
yeah, definitely.
All right, give me a percentile.
If it needs to be better, have inspiration.
Don't forget about his inspiration.
Yeah, don't forget about it. Jackson's 4 trillion dice. Your dice are pretty, though.
Thank you.
1,192. Ridiculous.
There you go. All right.
Okay, sounds good.
And your curse wears off, or
I had a
it's
curse?
actually a blessing. Anyone
What?
who cut you with a blade teleports 5 feet.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
That's because I never officially told you.
Oh, well, that
It
makes
hasn't
sense.
happened very much because you were fighting a lot of creatures, monsters, and things that didn't have blades. But in the Mad Mage, it did happen quite a bit. All right. All right. So by the 5th day, you have it back. So
Cool.
by the 3rd, when what we're jumping to, you do get it back.
I get all my stuff back. Okay, cool. I'll have my rings by then.
And so getting back to your goats, the goats, they have been bringing. They brought 10 goats up, and then Adabra said stop.
Oh,
So
no.
at the manor, you guys have 10 goats in
Shit.
the back. In the back, but they've been using it for milk. They've been using it for milk. You now have 9. They ate one of them, stuff like that.
Dang it.
So if you track down the kids, they haven't seen hide or hair of
The Manicore.
the Manicore itself.
Sad. Scrambles is upset.
So
All right.
Adabra just paid them the gold piece, 10 silver,
Okay, cool.
and then just said stop
Just stop it. Okay.
till he gets back and tells you otherwise.
Then yeah, during the rest of the time, Scrambles is going to decorate the manor with his different accoutrements and things like that, and he is gonna set up either set up or get 5 largish chairs for us each to sit in, Shark Tank style, and he's gonna set up his display case and label everything and whatever he needs to do to set that up to make it look pretty.
Okay,
And
there'll be four chairs,
yeah.
by the way.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
So-
my Cree.
Oh,
The well, Kree's not
4
really a
chairs.
member of the
That's fair.
Party.
thing.
Oh, he also sets up a jar. He sets up a jar with a little box, and next to the box is a piece of paper, and it says 1 copper. Submit a name for the manor, and it's on the honor system. So if you put a piece of copper in, you can write your manor name down, fold it up, and put it into the jar,
Okay.
and then they're gonna draw names for that. Now, out of game, I still think it'd be really cool to let our 2 or 3 or 4, 100, however many we have, loyal Discorders and subscribers and whatnot,
Followers.
people who are doing the biddies and all that junk. I think we should let them name it.
Name it.
Yeah, you know?
Okay.
There should be. I feel like there should be a way to set that up. But I don't know
Make it
how
like
you
a
would.
Spence prize or something or whatever. When you pay the biddies, Pay 50 biddies for a name dropper, 100 biddies or whatever you think is appropriate. I don't know.
I would
So
like to say Luthien with the 4-5 chairs or however she has. She's probably gonna have someone scoot a table over, and she's gonna be working on whatever she's working on while they're doing this thing. She's probably not really paying attention, but she's there.
That's fine. Scrambles is taking it very seriously. He's taking it serious enough for both of us.
all right, so Mantha, are you able to set up a command with cost, or am I the only one that can do that?
I don't know.
Okay. If you
Try.
can, we don't have to do it right in a second, but
Yeah, just eventually.
we'll set up a command. One, just to announce, hey, this is what we're doing. And then the other thing is, I want it to be very cheap, so it'll be probably 10 biddies. Not biddies, but 10
Sven points,
Sven points, Sven
particles
particles.
or whatever. Yeah.
But I just don't want people to just come in and start throwing them out there. So if they want to use up their 10 at a shot, that's great.
Heck yeah.
McManor face.
Yeah, and then the one that we have the one that we have the most votes for, we should go with. Of course, if
HP
it's
Office Jet Pro 3000.
Yeah.
yes,
No, well,
exactly.
it would. They do
There
have
has
to
to be
be
some.
fantasy
There has to be
appropriate. So
absolutely, yeah. There has to be some type of limitations. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah.
No slurs or anything stupid like that.
yeah.
Honestly, if you write anything like that, you're not going to be taken seriously anyway. So, I
All
don't
right.
think. I think most of our listeners are better than that. Our Discorders and our Twitchers are badass. So I don't have to worry about any of that. Nothing
Agreed.
bad ever happens on an internet chat, okay? Nobody would ever
Oh yeah,
say anything
nobody would ever
inappropriate.
say anything weird.
It's the rules of the internet. You have to be nice to everyone.
All right. So
Exactly.
that is Scrambles. It is now the third for Scrambles. Jackson, are you going to have other people be involved with your hiring of the Smiths, or are you going to do that by yourself?
Have other people. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I would need to have somebody that's running the place. I think either.
I'm saying, are you going to be the only one, or are you going to have Scrambles or Toggen or anybody?
Oh yeah. Yes, my party. Yes, there should be people coming along with me just to help out and keep, use their senses of who's good and who's being honest, that sort of thing. Important thing because I'm leaving people in charge of things. So I say yes, Haugen and definitely Scramble.
All right, so let me see if campaign skills is gone. I don't care about that. I want images. Nope. Okay, so I have to put these into all right, so the first Smith, create image record. Create image record. So how are you going to, what task are you going to have them do to test their smithing abilities? Or are you going to have them do anything,
Yeah.
just have them interview?
Ultimately, an apprentice and an apprentice. Just
Have them carry around
Um,
you on their back like Yoda.
they are
Hey.
carrying me
yeah.
around on the back. Yeah, so I have to have an apprentice, and I have to have somebody that's under them as well. So that's what I need to be able to leave behind.
So in all these cases, for tonight at least, um, what we're going to be hiring is the main person. So the
Okay.
main housekeeper, the main chef, the main smithy, all these people. Excuse me. If they have people under them and you want to pay for them as well, then we're just going to sort of hand wave those. I'll come up with the details on those later, or have you guys come up with them. Um, but for the particular interviews and things we're doing tonight, you're picking the main guy. So if you want to do an apprentice, most of the people who are going to be apprentices or who are going to be very inexpensive are coming from the town. So they would be town Fandolin people. Whereas most of the
Okay.
professionals are coming from out of town.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right, so Smith number 1 is human, male, and so you sort of cut out in part of it. Did you want them to make anything, or just show you that and stuff that they brought with them? That's what I'm asking. Did you want them to prove their what they can do?
I would have them prove.
Yeah. All right, and what do you
What?
want them to make?
There's just some standard things that.
Like nails, a horseshoe, a dagger.
Yeah, this sort of thing. It's a couple different things. If I have maybe a couple of things that would allow me to measure the little nuances of this.
All right, so
I'm pretty solid.
So what is a smithy like? Like what does it specialize in? Is mostly what I wonder. Cause like, is it
Metal.
mainly
Makes everything metal.
well, yeah, but
Blacksmith.
there's like armors, there's horseshoes, there's things like jewelry, there's a bunch of cast iron pots, things like that.
There is.
Like,
Yep.
Holy shit, that guy's serious.
so his main Jackson is not as accomplished of a whitesmith as he is a blacksmith, but he can do both. A whitesmith is the one who works with precious metals,
okay,
but he can do, and in his smithy he has both.
okay,
A jeweler is something totally different,
okay,
although they can work with whitesmiths. Typically, the jeweler gets the main either chain or ring or bracelet, and then will then add the fine details and the carvings to it. And since you're back, don't forget. So with Scrimshaw, in this particular case, when you're forming the rings, you're actually carving the rings, which is more out of ordinary. Scrimshaw is usually you take the piece of bone as is, you might trim it, but then you carve into it really cool stuff.
yeah.
So like the dragon head,
You leave it the
skull,
way it
you
is.
can leave the skull the way it is and just carve into it, the four of you if you want really cool depiction of the battle in the side of the skull if you wanted, stuff like that. Whereas the rings, you're carving the rings and then leaving like a flat section to put some sort of cool, scrambled egg symbol or something on each ring. You just need to decide if you want it to be a 2-finger ring or a single ring, and
I
you
think
can use the claws for all the rings. You don't need to touch the skull.
I think it shall leave it up to the party members who want what kind of ring. Luthien will want just a single finger ring. If there's plenty for the skull to stay intact, she'll just do a cool depiction of who was actually at the battle, because she wouldn't put herself in ring on there. But whoever was actually at the battle, she would probably put an intricate, display of where or what it was. I'm assuming she knows the general area enough to be able to do a cool basic background or something on it, things like that. And then whoever wants 2 fingers versus a single finger, she'll do that for each person's ring. And then I was gonna do a scrambled egg symbol, but scrambled eggs, when you don't have them in context, probably would look like a pile of poop. So, I don't exactly
You
know
guys don't
what
have a
our
symbol yet,
symbol
so
like.
yeah,
I was
you
gonna
have to figure
say,
out what the
so
symbol is. So,
We'll figure it out.
all right.
yeah.
So the first one is a human male. His name is Galore. Um, he
Galore?
is when he so he comes in and you have him do his task. He is relatively efficient. He is probably to the same level as you are when it comes to the horseshoe, and he is says that he's done a little bit of whitesmithing, but not a lot. And he wants. So let me find my note.
I specialize in
Manor. There it is. No. Kendrick. Oh, I made it a story entry. I'm sorry. Hold on. Here it is. Vandalin. Manor stuff. There it is. Okay. Click, click, click. All right. So he's solid blacksmith. Knows what he's doing. He's about as, like I say, he's about as good as you are, from what you can tell. And he would want. So, are you going to be offering a? Well, actually, he'll just say he would want a flat rate of 10 gold piece a day. So that would be 30 gold pieces a month, 10 gold pieces a week.
is that reasonable?
No, I just thought it was funny. Just replace the cafe
I
a
mean,
guild.
It depends on how much you sell.
Depends on his craftsmanship as well. I'm the man. He's doing massive stuff, and that's. But I
So,
guess those things would be. Yeah, it wouldn't be a regular thing.
did you
for
have any
special
questions
piece.
for Galore, or anything you wanted us to talk to him about?
I just need to make the decision as to whether he's going to be the person in charge of things, or is there going to be somebody else who's the liaison from the town if he is not from the town. I don't know how these things work. That's why I'm asking.
So you're going to have 3 candidates, and you pick one, unless you want to go
Okay.
and out of your own pocket and pay a lot more for multiple smiths.
Not right now. This is fine.
Okay.
Like I said, we'll have the one person. We'll try. We'll have to get
All right. So
for him.
that's funny.
Go. The lowest possible number.
Open it. Thank you. Your second smith. Let me close galore
Okay.
for the. Actually, I'm going to leave the 3 up on the stream until you pick one. So this big, tall, clearly half orc comes in,
Okay.
and oh, I had the wrong one thing clicked. There you go. Says his name is Iron Tusk, and he is very good and fast at weapons. He's not as good at the more mundane things like nails and horseshoes, which you have him try. And
Okay.
but he is good at detail work. So while he doesn't have a lot of experience as a whitesmith, he does have a couple pieces with him, and you see that he if he is the one who did them, they are really carved well, and there's extra pieces added to them. So it's not just engraving; it's also whatever the opposite of that is.
Right.
If you add leaves to
Right.
things, stuff like that.
Filigree.
Sure.
Filigree.
Yep. So it has some of that on it as well, as you can see with the piece that's in the picture. He has most of his work that he has on him has that type of work done with it. So it's not just a plain hilt with wrapped leather. It's a worked and carved weapon.
Right.
And he is.
No.
Let me type it in here. So Iron Tusk is looking for 5 gold pieces a week. So that would be 15 gold pieces a month. And a place to stay.
Okay. I have an interception, like scrambles and Taugen do their magic with not persuasion, but constitution. Like they're with me, like in the interview, whatever, so I can see what their thing is. I don't have very good, whatever it would be, insight. No,
Yes,
insight again. There you go. I think of them. I think the Iron Tusk, but again, I want to know his constitution, so to speak, or what the feelings were about him, and he does good work. Quickly.
All right, so Scramble, did you get that?
I think he said he wants to know what I think about him. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is.
I mean, he's not too bad. I think the first guy is more expensive, but he doesn't want to. He's not worried about room and board, so it's kind of a handoff. Where are you going to have him stay? You're going to put him up in the hotel or what? But I also think we should check out and see if we have a third candidate, because I think there was one more.
Yes.
Yeah, there's one more.
So far, I think I like the first one better, but I think we should hear the second one out just in case.
Okay.
The last one out, I mean.
All right, and the third one is a female dwarf. Her name is Knife Tamer.
Knife Tamer, okay.
She seems she's faster than the other two. She doesn't do quite as much fancy stuff as Iron Tusk does with her work. But you see that the stuff that she has is very well made, and she has, like I said, she's faster than the other two as far as being able to shape the metal and things. There's not a whole lot you can do to make it heat up faster, cool it down, that type of thing. You still have to wait for that. But as far as actual working the metal, she is faster than the other two. And she's looking for. She's willing to work off commission, and she'll take 10% of whatever you sell.
That she sells or all of it?
Whatever the blacksmiths, whatever the shop sells, she would take 10%.
10% of the store, huh?
Because she's doing 100% of the work, unless you're there. So.
Right, I get that. However, if you're getting commissions and whatnot, that's a different story.
So again, these are not fast. These are interviews. So now that you know the basics of it, you can talk. You can counter offer. You can ask questions.
I would like to have Knife Tamer run things and have Iron Tusk be the second in command and let them run the thing.
So you want both of them?
Uh-huh.
So you're probably, unless Vandalin jumps up like crazy, at least one of them is going to be out of your own pocket. You don't think the Smith is going to make that much money?
And not initially, no. But I want to get a solid reputation for really solid stuff, from nails, super nice pieces of equipment.
Okay, and so
Knife Tamer will achieve that, and Iron Tusk will be there to facilitate everything. I'm leaning that way.
all right. So and Scrambles is saying he was looking at Galore. So Toggin and Luthien, he said he wanted you there as well. Any questions? Any comments?
I'm having them break up a lot on my end, so I have not been able to really catch a whole lot of what Jackson is saying.
So he's
likes-
looking at getting Knife Tamer and Iron Tusk. And Scrambles was looking at Galore. Did any of you have any do you have any questions or anything else? Any comments?
I think Galore is physically the most appealing candidate. That's it. I just think he's ridiculously good
Not the
looking.
criteria. Not the criteria I'm looking for, though.
Between
That's my opinion.
Knife Tamer and Iron Tusk, you gotta look at Knife Tamer is 10% of each commission, which would be more expensive that way. But then Iron Tusk, you have to think about, where is he gonna be boarding? Because I'm assuming he's not gonna be at the manor.
No.
Why wouldn't he be?
Why would he or wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he?
Because he doesn't live there. He's not one of our party. He's an employee.
So you could, if you can convince Scrambles one way or another. Luthien doesn't care where he stays. She's more comfortable in a tent outside either way. But there is room and boarding and potentially food, depending on where he's rooming and boarding. But Knife Tamer also is asking for 10%. So, if you're looking at those two, and hiring both of them, then you also have to look for a place for Iron Tusk to stay, and also Knife Tamer taking 10% of your commissions. So that's my bit in there.
Okay.
And I'll tell you right now, your like a small gold piece, small knife is 1 gold. So right now, 10%
It's not that much.
for the first couple weeks, it's probably gonna be less than a gold per week.
Right.
Because
If the
that's
investment's
presuming you're
wrong
gonna
thing.
make 10 gold a week. That would be 1 gold a week. But if she sells a magical hammer, then she'd make 25 gold, or maybe even 250 gold. So it really
Right.
just depends on. But you're in turn making 2,500.
Right.
So
That is true too.
it's
Yeah, that's
all
what I'm saying. I think two of these people together make a really good. That's why I kind of feel that way. I'm willing to spend the money to do it. I think that
all right. And Toggin,
if I'm
did you
not
have any
there,
other comments or questions for anybody?
I think of all of them, he would. Uh, I think he likes Knife Tamer the best. But
Okay.
he does not. He also knows that Jackson knows way more about this industry than he does, but he figures that
Okay.
somebody who is efficient and knows their worth is
I did want to
a good
call out,
asset.
by the way, that this half orc is done by this person, and they have a website. I presume it's Thomas Waveg, but I don't know how to pronounce it. But check him out if you like it. This art, it's one of my favorite pieces I found throughout the week doing my stuff. It's just very unique, very different. I like the style. So, thomaswaveg.com. Check him out if you like his work.
Luthien would also, I think I'm also leaning more towards Knife Tamer. And how likely is how big of a town is it? How much is business gonna really be booming? Because that's another thing you gotta look at. Because
Now, on the
if
other
there's
hand,
only
there is a lot of construction. There are a lot of things improving right now. So, they are going to be busy doing stuff, the basic stuff, nails, hinges,
okay,
sconces, stuff like that. So there is going to be a lot of normal stuff going on, and once the adventure group gets up, you're going to have a lot of weapons
coming
and
through.
things, armor
Armor
being repairs. Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
okay, I couldn't remember how big of a town it was all.
yeah, right now it's very small. A couple
Yeah,
hundred,
it's teeny tiny.
couple hundred people.
It's laughably small at this point.
Yeah, so if you want to gamble hiring 2 people with the expectation of things getting better, then you just gotta figure out the housing for Iron Tusk.
There's a Stonehill Inn, or he can rent a room at the manor once it's finished.
yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Well,
So
but again, he wants that included with
With his pay.
his pay.
Well, the smithy and the
Is that a
manor are
reasonable
different
ask?
places. No,
Is that
it's
a
not a
reasonable ask or
reasonable.
no?
I don't think so.
How much it costs? How much does it cost to live somewhere? I don't know.
I don't know how much we're going to
Because
charge
he's
for a room.
asking 5 gold a week plus room and board.
Right.
Is that
Board just means
the
a place to
little?
sleep. It
I
doesn't
thought that
mean
was
food.
a different person. Is that the knife lady, or is that the
No, that's
fat orc
Iron.
boy?
That's
No,
Iron
Knife Tamer is
Tusk.
10%.
Iron Tusk.
Yeah,
She'll take
exactly.
care of her own stuff.
You said she's asking for room and board, and that's why I was
He
confused.
is
No,
Iron
no,
Tusk.
Yeah.
no. He's
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so. So Sven, what's the? Is it a reasonable rate or is it not?
They all
Happy
have
5
reasonable
gold.
expectations. It's just
Right.
whichever one you prefer.
And like I said, these are not set in stone. You can change it. You can negotiate. You're also taking them all at face value. You haven't asked any questions. So let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break. And then, unless you guys change your mind, we'll go with Iron Tusk and Knife Tamer when we get back. So,
Okay.
10-minute break.
All right.
Do you like all the egg logos I put in there?
there it is. All right, we are back. There's Iron Tusk and Knife Tamer. All right, so you were locking in with Iron Tusk, 5 gold a week plus room and board. Now remember, a week is 10 days, so there are 3 weeks in a month.
Okay.
So it is 15 gold a month, basically, and well, actually not basically. It is exactly 15 gold a month, and room and board, and then Knife Tamer, 10% of what the smithy sells. Now, do you want? First of all, is that correct? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
All
Sure,
right,
he
so
can live in the dungeon with everyone else.
I'm gonna get rid of Galore. Here is Knife Tamer. Click. Here is Iron Tusk. Click. Close. Lower. Close. Alright. Iron Tusk is gone now. Are you going to have... Do you want to get any help? So, typically, the blacksmith has, like, an apprentice or a gopher. The blacksmith does not typically throw the coal or the wood, into the kiln. They don't clean up. They don't sell the stuff. They do the work.
Yeah. Isn't that what I said?
That's okay. So, do you want to get one person to do everything else, or are you looking at a clerk and who also will clean and do like run for food and stuff like that, and an apprentice? Because typically there are two different. Those are two different jobs.
Right. But for right now, let's just go with the clerk type of person. I like that idea.
Okay, so give me a. You can. I don't show you as AFK, Toggin. So.
Oh, it's not showing me as AFK on your guys' screens?
No.
Weird. It is on mine.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, mine got stuck that way too.
So you can
Good to know it's not just me.
either give me a percentile or a skill check
Skill meaning.
to see if they agree with what you want.
Okay. You said skill. What skill would I use?
One of the 3 charisma, whether it's
Oh.
intimidation, deception, or persuasion,
Okay.
or a percentile.
Yeah.
All right, and then for Knife Tamer, give me another percentile. All right, so she's not happy.
That you're giving free room and board to the other guy.
She doesn't care about the room and board. She just doesn't want. She wants a clear designation. So she wants to be in charge, making the decisions when you're not there. And
He is in charge of making the decisions when I'm not there.
okay.
Be an experimental
So
thing.
Iron Tusk will say, "Wow, this is not anything new. I'm used to being looked down upon. I only ask that you keep an open mind, and once you see my skills, then we might renegotiate this in a few months. But I will abide by what you want to do for now."
I like your attitude. I agree. We should definitely reconsider in a few months.
All right, and it's going to cost you 5 silver a week for his room and board, so it'll be a gold and a half
Okay.
a month.
Right.
If he stays at the Stone Hill Inn.
All right.
Because he eats a lot.
That's it?
No.
A gold and a half? That's so cheap. Sick
Yeah.
deal.
You're worth a lot of money.
I agree. That is a killer deal.
Yeah, I'll make the arrangements. Do we have a tax person? Run the financials of the places we're doing or not?
You have an idea. Just by you, I mean the collective you. That this is also because you guys are heroes and helped out the city a lot and are helping rebuild the city and everything. So you are probably getting a better than average rate.
Good. We're better than average people.
All right, so there's your smithy. You do have. Give me a percentile. I'm going to say it's a 70% chance. Or I'm going to say
That
it's
you
a
fall in love.
30% chance that your apprentice is a female. Nope, it is a male. And
Quick, use your inspiration. Reroll.
all right, who can give me a name for this peasant that lives in Phandalin?
Agatha.
It's a dude.
Oh. Agatha, ironically, like a boy named Sue, but
I was
Agatha,
just about to say that.
a boy named Agatha.
You beat me
Agathor.
by like a second there.
All right, so he goes by by Gath, but it's Agatha.
His dad really wanted to name him Agriculture, but his mom fought him, so it's Agatha. And then they had a boy, and everything went sideways, but they couldn't change it because it was too late to change the name.
All right, so Gath
It's on the birth certificate and everything.
your apprentice. Oh, I'm sorry. You wanted a clerk. So it will be Agatha the clerk, because it would have been a 70% chance for a female.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Next is Toggin. What are you doing during those 5 days?
I think Toggin wants to like set up the snake pit, and read his book. I think like particularly one of the things that he like really wants to do is like, I don't know, get somebody to like, enchant a bunch of rocks to be warm for the snake.
That's badass. It's a
Cause
smart
like,
call.
snakes like
You
warmth
build a
and stuff.
fire and put the rock in it, and then move it. Now you have a warm rock.
Okay, but the thing is that you said that the snake is not very friendly to other people, and I'm not gonna be here all the time, and I don't want like a bunch of people to get eaten.
Aw.
As a constrictor, they're not racing around doing a lot of stuff. It is very slow, and it's not actively hunting and searching through the things if it's fed. Are you
Lithium
keeping
probably
it in your room in a cage, a very small cage, or are you going to keep it downstairs where there's more room and you can put it in like a section of the chasm or somewhere in the caverns and just dig a hole or put a place for it?
It's probably gonna be like somewhere in the caverns.
Okay.
That seems like a fitting place for the snake.
Okay. There's Creepy, his mate, and 2 offspring, at least right now. They could probably be paid to do it.
Creepy's mate's name is now Sketchy. Creepy and Sketchy.
Oh, I was thinking creepy and crawly.
Scratchy.
Ooh, I like Crawley also.
I like Crawley better.
Creepy
Creepy and
Scratchy, there you
Crawly.
Creepy and Crawley it is.
One
And
of
then
their
what
kids
about
is
the
named
two
Sketchy.
offspring?
We don't
Creepy,
know.
Crawly, Sketchy.
Scritchy and Sketchy.
Yes.
Scritchy
Or the
Scratchy.
Yeah.
And Todd.
And Todd. Keith.
Yeah, and Keith.
Dang it, Keith. Change your name. It's not scary.
Yeah. I guess
yeah.
Toggin would hire somebody to take care of the rocks. He doesn't particularly care if it's creepy, crawly, or like, or Keith, or somebody from town. He just wants somebody to take care of this snake.
Scrabbles knows two boys that are willing to do it and have access to goats they can feed it.
Ayo. He'd only need a goat like every other week or so.
Do they have
They can use,
named, happen to be named Itchy and Scratchy?
Yeah.
Right, and what are you going? How much are you willing to pay them?
Look,
Are you going to
man.
go with the two boys that Scrambles was using?
Sure. How much was Scrambles paying them?
I don't remember.
A
It was
silver a
absurd.
day.
It
And
was absurd.
And it cost because they were paying for the goat as well. So he was paying for the goat, and they would bring the goat up.
Okay.
I'd say, some copper would be fine at that point. You're
Yeah,
just
they're like
switching
silly
out rocks.
towns children, so like you don't even really need to pay them.
You can
Thing
probably give him
is that Toggin does not have a very good concept of money. But he's got a lot of it. So, I think he'd probably like ask like Scrambles like to help him like
Oh,
give them a fair deal and
bad
stuff.
call.
Yeah, I know.
When you go to
But he
Scrambles,
does trust you.
when you go to Scrambles, Scrambles says, I think we could probably convince these kids to do it for free, just to say they're the keeper of the golden snake, if you know what I mean. We just convince them it's a really cool thing, and that by
It is a
doing
really
it,
cool snake. I mean,
yeah, it's not even a lie. You're right, Taugen. See, we're
it
not lying to
hatched from
children for
a.
free labor. And then Scrambles goes, wink, wink. You could
He
pretty much,
says wink wink.
yeah, you could probably just pay for the food, and they would do it for free.
Why
But
is
other than that,
it?
I don't know. A couple of copper a week seems pretty realistic. They only need to come by like once a month and kick a small animal into it.
Well,
Like
like
realistically, like
They
kill a
have to
squirrel and
switch
throw it in
out
the
the
hole.
rocks.
They also have to
Oh,
switch
you're
out
doing the
rocks.
rock thing. Yeah, the rock.
Is-
I'm
sketchy.
doing rocks and goats.
I feel like Scrambles is the type of person who would like double blink for a wink while
I also,
saying wink.
yeah,
You know,
both
you never
eyes.
heard of that? Using both eyes to wink.
Yeah.
You never watched Friends where they're like, "What are you doing, Phoebe?" And she's like, "It's a double wink."
Oh my gosh.
What did you
Now
want
that-
the? What were you guys naming the offspring?
I don't know, creepy crawly. Is that right?
No,
No.
that's
Creepy and
those
Crawly
Creepy
are
crawly.
the
the mate
uh,
is the
mates.
mate, and then we said sketchy, and there was two. I don't know. Did we want sketchy and Keith?
Sketchy, Itchy, Scritchy, Keith. What was the other one? It had a J.
Innoval.
Todd.
And
Todd,
itchy,
that
itchy,
was
and
it.
scratchy too.
Although,
Those are legit.
yeah, Todd could just be a finch that they found outside. It like was stupid enough to
Wow.
fly into the entrance one day, and they captured it, and they now just have a finch in their hands.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
That's what Creepy says all the time. He doesn't know what
Yeah.
it means, but he says it a lot.
All right,
Yeah.
so I still need an answer. Still waiting for an answer to the question: how much are you going to pay them?
I'm kind of worried that they might get eaten by the snake and their blood might be on our hands, and then it starts a bloodlust amongst the townspeople and us. So now I'm really reconsidering it. Do we think this is something that children can actually do? Like go into the snake pit every day?
Not unless they're trained. to
Luthien, give
certain
me a
degree.
nature check.
Because I don't know shit about snakes, but Scrambles is like, that snake's growing pretty quick. And
Well, obviously, if they're being paid, they're going to want to learn the trade.
I know,
All
I'm just
right,
saying,
so
like,
if Luthien is willing to train them, then Luthien doesn't think there'll be an issue. As long as it's well fed, there shouldn't be any issue.
okay.
Okay.
Is Luthien willing to train them?
If Target asks nicely and she has time in between the project she's already working on, then she will.
Make sure those rings, they're more important than the training. Where we can lose a couple of towns kids before they start revolting. Before it
It's
gets like
not really Luthion's
Before
mentality,
you hit the
but
threshold. How many dead children is too many dead children?
Right,
we
so
saved the entire town from a dragon. We can spare a couple kids.
Okay.
answer the question, please.
I don't
who,
know.
me or
5
Amanda?
copper.
It's
I don't know. A copper
okay,
a
how
day.
much
Whatever
is
the going rate is.
Targan paying them?
A copper a day keeps the snakes away.
Uh,
They're children. They make no money.
like
So
a silver a week, I guess. Is that like equivalent? I don't know.
Okay, they're going to need. They'll. So that's 2 silver a week because there's 2 of them, and then they need a silver for the goat, and I'm gonna say 1 goat a month will be plenty.
Okay.
Oh, it's eating a goat?
It's a big snake, bud.
Okay, that's pretty big.
It hatched out of like a tiny egg, and then it rapidly
It's 12 feet
grew.
long,
Okay.
it's badass.
and it's about 8 inches around.
What does it taste like?
I don't know, but it could probably tell you what you taste like.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Is there? Can I like leave like money
So-
somewhere, like with the butler that we're gonna hire, so that he can pay those children?
Yes. What we're going to do is on the first of each month, all the
The
expenses
dues what
will
we
come
do.
out of either personal inventories or
Manor money.
manor money. Anything else?
Manor money part of an estate?
Do you still have Are you the one that has move earth? Mold earth, I mean.
Not I.
That's a negatory.
Luthien, you're gonna be next.
I don't think
All
I
right.
have it either.
So
Okay.
you're able to. I'll say it takes you a couple days, but you're able to find make a place that's ingress down a little bit, and far enough away from everything else to where it'll still roam around. Do you want to keep it locked in its enclosure, or do you want to give it reign of the bottom
Build a moat.
with the risk of it may be going into the moat?
A bit that has a boat around.
Wait, what's the moat?
The chasm with the
Oh, with
gelatinous
the.
cube in it.
Oh gosh. Probably gonna try to keep it contained then, because death by gelatinous cube is not fun.
All right,
I don't
so
know. We haven't tried it yet.
I don't want to try.
You're no
What's the
fun.
name of the snake?
Yep, exactly.
Ooh,
She doesn't.
snake.
It doesn't have a name yet.
Doesn't have a name
What?
yet. You're right.
Snaky McSnakeface.
Slytherin snake.
A
Severus Snake.
snake.
Severus
Spoiler.
Snake.
Yeah, Severus.
No.
All right,
Severus Snake.
all right,
Brain fuck.
Luthien, what would you like to do during for those 5 days? You said you're making your rings.
She's apparently training two boys how to take care of Snake. She's
Great.
probably spending some time with who is the alchemist again? She's not extremely friendly, but
Nabra.
she
Abra.
Adabra.
yeah. And Dabba, she probably when she's not sitting and working on interviews and all that stuff as well, she'll be spending some time with the Dabba, sharing tips, tricks, insight on what each of them have
Okay.
learned if she's willing to.
She's not rude. She's just very. She's focused on her work.
Look,
She doesn't do a lot of chit chat. She doesn't say please and thank you. She just does her work. She's not, like I said, and she's very good at what she does.
Yeah, Luthien probably understand that she's very cut and dry the way. So I'd like to think they probably get along for the most part.
There are many times where you guys will be working for 30, 40 minutes and neither one of you will be saying a word.
Yep,
And that's,
that sounds right.
both of you are fine with that. It's not awkward.
was she able to reestablish herself as the potion person, whatever?
Yes,
Doing.
she has office hours and everything too.
Okay.
And you guys notice
More
during
like
that
office
time,
hour, but you know.
during that time, that because one of the days that she's opened is there. There's 3 or 4 people in line waiting for her when she comes out, and her assistant is there. Her assistant does most of the talking and stuff. She brings up a small.
Is that weird little kid?
Civil. I think her name is
I
Civil.
don't know if you would call her
Civilly.
a weird little kid. She looks like she's about the most normal.
Yeah,
Looking
compared,
closer at
compared to
goodness.
sketchy. Creepy crawly and sketchy.
In the whole house, in the whole manner. But here it is. Her name is Villy Daxon.
Villy, that's right, not silly.
Silly.
Seems pretty fucking weird to me.
Yeah, so she's
Oh
about
my
as
gosh.
average or common as
I was
anything.
gonna say, she looked pretty normal
yes.
to me.
That's her, the weird little kid. If that's who you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
She, anyway, so Adabra will bring up these 2, like this, almost like a opening suitcase type thing that had a bunch of stuff in it, and you see all of them except one person. She had what they wanted right up front, so she then sent Billy down to grab something that she needed for the third person.
What
And
was the
it
name
goes
of
very
the
quick.
other gal? Because the other gal, Dabba looked kind of funky too, doesn't she?
Nah, she's real good looking.
Yep,
Don't
there
look
she
too
is.
Yeah, it's what you call a
Bam.
double bagger.
Yeah,
The bag,
double bag.
from neck down, she's fine.
Yeah,
And
double
it's
bagger.
So it
A,
used,
a plastic bag, then a trash, then a paper bag.
no, it's just 2 plastic bags. I mean, 2 paper bags in case the first one breaks.
A double trash bag. Just in case you touched the first one.
Anyway, so that's
Not well.
Adabra. Anyway, so yeah, so she has established herself as back as the town's. You also see that Villy will send stuff to the Stonehill Inn, the Lion Shield Coster, and the Fandolin Miners Exchange also buy stuff from her. And she also buys some things from the Miners Exchange and the Coster and Barthen's Provisions.
Right.
So,
Grimbles is going to give he has a journal, a foreign diary from Jewin, and he can't read it. So he gives it to Taugen because Taugen does the words better than him.
In what?
Okay.
In what?
I put it in the party sheet. It's a foreign diary from Genuine. And I can't read it. But I've put it in the party sheet for Dalgin so he can take it and maybe he can read it. That's what Scramble says. You do the words better than me, so maybe you can crack it and figure out what's going on.
Oh gosh, that's.
I don't know if it's important or not, but I know you read because I've seen you hold books.
All right. So
You know,
You knew the
Tonkin has
book.
been reading a book lately, so.
So he
Do you
gives it to
know-
you because if not, Scrambles will never use this.
Luthien, do you know how to, or I should say, Joe, do you know how to add items in your inventory?
Roughly,
How
yes.
to create, I should say, how to create a new item.
Yeah, you hit the little plus sign.
Okay. Then go ahead and you can make one ring and then just change the total to 5 if you want, 4 if you want.
Okay.
Or did anybody want a 2-finger ring, or is everybody doing
I want a
one?
2-finger ring. That sounds fun.
Okay.
One finger.
That sounds really bad, guys.
I mean, it sounds really bad. 2-finger rings are awesome.
Yeah, just finger it out and you figure it out too.
It just carries over. It's a long, brighter, wider,
You
broader
know what it is?
ring.
I'm talking about two fingering.
So,
Hey, if you're not 2-fingering it, you're not doing it right.
so just
So
make
we got
one.
one 2-finger, and then the rest are all one.
The other 3 are single. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And
Sounds
then
good.
you can put in. You know how to do it tonight, but figure out they're going to be worth
Okay.
50 gold pieces each. And it's going to be like
Wow.
any other ring. So let me look real quick.
Just bang out those finger rings.
No,
Set.
please.
They could be toe rings. You could wear them on your toes if you want. She can
You
do whatever
could.
she wants.
Finger bang those toe rings out.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Please.
Item.
Stop.
This is the late night group for a reason.
Yeah.
That reason is terrible jokes. It has nothing
I
to do
will
with anything
say-
else. It has to do with the bad
No, the
joke.
terrible jokes are all the time. It's the risque ones.
That's right.
Yeah,
They're
All right.
risky.
So
I will say I'm
Joe?
in all of the campaigns, and this is the most
Funny,
Lively.
yeah, it's
Handsome.
the most lively
Handsome.
out of all of them.
Yes,
Joe, did
Sven.
you get the ring I just threw on you?
I saw a gold ring come
Yes. So
on.
just
Okay.
look, make your rings that type, that subtype, weight. The cost of
Okay.
yours are going to be 50. The the 2
Oh,
finger
oops, I
ring
think I
is going to be
closed
worth
it.
75.
And on one of the rings, write one ring
And
to
then
rule them all.
whatever you want to put for the bottom is up to you.
And in the
Alright.
darkness,
Some sort of
So
description.
the one ring, one
Mine,
finger,
two
and then the
fingers.
2 fingers was 75. Will you send me that
Yes.
thingy one more time? Because I
in that
accidentally
case, I want a 4-finger ring.
That's
what I
brass
want.
knuckles.
Just that's just
Yeah,
bone
that's
knuckles.
brass knuckles.
I want a
Um,
solid
Thank you.
glove.
Non-ID name is not in here. So if you would put as a non-ID name, Scrimshaw bone ring.
Okay.
All right, so that's you. The boys will agree to it, and you teach them basic, what to look for, what to listen for, what to do when it molts, and leave it alone until it's done, that type of thing. What type of excretions to look for, how to take care of those. It's very easy. You throw it into the chasm. And
Oh yeah, you could just get rid of the snake shed so easily. Just drop it over and feed it to the gelatinous
I
cube.
don't know, man. I don't know if you want to leave the boys alone with creepy and crawly like that. They're just going in and out of the cave. Oh, I don't know.
so that you feel pretty confident that they are
Well,
able to handle it. Whether or not they will is a different matter, but you've taught them what to do.
Okay, cool.
And then like I said, I'm not gonna have you roll for the rings. You have plenty of time to take your time, to take it nice and slow, fix mistakes, redo them if you need to. So it's because you're under no pressure. You
Okay, cool.
you succeed at what you're trying to do.
Yay. Success.
All right, so the third comes around.
God. Took forever.
You have 3 chefs show up at the manor. I have to get this open again. All right, so Shark Tank like you guys are
Yeah.
all sitting there.
The
I
chefs
can
are
tell
first,
you
right?
now, you boys are gonna have your work cut out for you.
There's
Because I can
there's
tell you, when you see the third chef, that's what everybody's gonna want. Well, what the other two are gonna want. There's gonna be no discussion. But
okay. That's
we'll
fine.
see.
We'll see.
Create image record.
If it's not like a sentient pizza, then I don't know. If
Create image
if the
record.
third chef is a sentient pizza or like a hot pocket that can talk or something like that, he gets the job.
All right. I'm just making sure this is fixed. Okay. Damn it! Come on. All right. So the first guy comes in.
He says, "Good morning, sharks. Today, I'm here to pitch you myself. My name is."
Got Smiley.
I buried something. Here it is. All right, I'm going to start closing some of these windows because, my word, this is insane. Close. Close. Okay. First guy that comes in.
Ow.
Okay.
Sir Aylwin. He is a retired paladin.
What is it? Quest pack.
So he knows how to fight.
It's pretty
and
good.
has some healing powers and things like that, like a paladin would. He still worships his deity. This, by the way, for those watching the stream, that is by ArtStation by a guy named Sarasti. You can find their stuff at artstation.com/Sarasti. If you like, again, very unique. I like the idea that this isn't just a normal chef. He's a clearly
Paladin chef, yeah.
former hero of some kind.
Warrior. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's their work. If you want to find out more about them, so that is
Sir Aylwin.
he doesn't go by Sir anymore. He just he's it is an official title he did earn, but he just goes by Aylwin.
His real name's Alvin, but you gotta hold your tongue when you say it.
Scrambles, what is your scrambles a death dealer or something, but you have like the dragon slayer or something in there in one of your titles. What's your dragon title?
My dragon one? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Dragon Slayer.
Okay.
So my dragon
Oh,
one
no.
is see if I can find it. I'm just gonna pull up the dragon one. It is the Slayer of Dragons.
Slayer of Dragons. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. And the next guy comes in. You can hear him because it sounds. There's two thunks, thunk thunk, thunk thunk, thunk thunk.
Loud
As and he
noise.
opens the door. Um, you can then smell him because of what he's carrying and stuff.
Oh.
Oh my god.
He's worked on a ship.
Oh
Has
man, he's perfect, you guys.
he worked on a
Holy
ship
football.
and is used to working with. He's with stuff that not a lot. So making meals stretch and things. And he's an expert at fish, both cooked and raw.
Yeah.
And his name is Crunchy.
So, do you want us to interact with
Now,
these guys now or wait?
That's up to you. I've been sort of pausing, waiting. I was to
Okay.
see if you want to see all three, and then you're going to ask them questions, or what if you're going to have them do their work first. Make something
So
first, or
Scrambles
you
reaches
guys.
under his chair and he pulls out 2 loaves of bread, 2 cans of preserved some type of fruit jamish thing, and 2 things of almond butter or peanut butter,
good,
whatever type of butter they have. And
good.
he drags a table in front of each of them. It says, "All right, both of you guys have 5 minutes to make the 4 of us sandwiches." And
You've
then,
been chopped.
and then he says, "Let the best man win." He steps back.
All right, give me persuasion.
Okay.
Can I assist by being? I don't know. Probably not. Never mind.
There.
I'd like to be able to, but I cannot think of something to do.
I almost rolled a nat 20 on that.
That would have been so funny.
14. That's pretty. They're also here to apply as a job for a chef. I'm not being that crazy, guys. I'm asking him to make us a sandwich.
So
It's a pretty easy one to make in
Yeah.
general.
Just want to see. Want to see how they do.
You ask Crunchy for
they
you provide materials and somehow there's fish in there.
they both sort of look at you and they're trying to give me insight.
Okay. Inside is right here.
So it's clear that they're trying to see if you're serious, because this is way beneath them. This is not something they would ever do as a chef. They would have one of the other cooks if you came in late night, unless they were completely alone, and even then they would probably just tell you to do it your damn self. But they haven't really dealt a whole lot with people of your, Goliath and a tiefling minotaur.
Minotaur with a flaming axe
So they sort of
and a talking
so,
door.
Crunchy just sort of shrugs, sets his staff to the side, and they both ask for water, and they'll
I don't have any
clean
water.
themselves, they'll clean their hands, and then
Oh, that's good.
come back, and they make sandwiches, and they're peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So they're
Did either one of
Just
them
one
cut
of them.
to cut the crusties off?
no, neither one of them would cut the crust off.
Do they cut it diagonal, or do they cut it vertical, or do they not cut it down the middle at all?
They don't cut it down the middle at all.
So it's just 2
Damn.
boring ass sandwiches.
That's what you asked for. So that's all they give you.
That's
Uh,
what
Okay.
he implied,
No,
okay?
you would still cut him down the middle. I mean, sideways.
Scrambles leans over to Tongan and he goes, amateurs. But he eats the sandwiches.
Okay.
All right, thank you,
So
boys.
for the
We'll be in
your
contact.
third one,
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're
Oh,
right. That
yep,
is hard
yep.
to.
it's an
His
otterkin.
name is Clam Cracker. Not only is that funny, it's also a funny sexual pun. So, Crunchy was in
Okay.
the lead for a while, but Clam Cracker.
So
Shit.
he comes in
It's wrong, man.
and
It's funny that you did two of the candidates before the last one. So this guy's just gonna walk in, and you're like, okay, now go make me a sandwich.
Yeah,
all right, are you
I'm
gonna
eating.
provide the same test for them?
Yes, I'm also eating two
Okay.
sandwiches. I have a sandwich in either hand, and I bring him the same shit, and I put it down. I say, make a sandwich. And I go and I sit back down.
God damn, it's loud.
All right, so
This is so fun.
they make a sandwich. You see they do not wash their hands, but they make each of you a sandwich. They do cut off the crust and they cut it into triangles.
Fucking
Clear
shit.
winner here.
Come on. I mean,
And
is it even
somehow, somewhere, you see he pulls out of his little pouch. There's a little, like a little sprig of mint that he puts on each one,
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't
and then
even know
hands them
that
out.
fucking happens. Yeah. I mean,
Man,
Not
you're
that-
just like buttering this guy up too. You're jacking him up.
okay. Not that it matters, Clam. But I'm gonna take out a sword. I'm gonna go on guard. I'm gonna see if that sword he has is just for show or if he could use it. I'm going to do a basic attack at Clam Cracker.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
And I don't even know if I have a sword. Let me see. I don't, so I'm just gonna roll unarmed.
Okay.
10. What a fair. Oh, never mind. 18.
10 on the die.
I forget I still have ridiculous hit die bonuses.
I threw the rings in the party sheet for y'all.
Oh, cool.
Sven, if you wanna like approve it, but I think it's pretty basic in what it is. But
So before I look at them, the minimum I want is a description of what's inscribed on them, carved into them.
that's done.
Where the word scrimshaw, the price I told you, the weight, and everything else.
The scrimshaw is in the description. You want the scrimshaw on like the description of the item?
No, that's fine. If it's under where I mentioned it before, that's fine because you can see it all at once when you look at the item. So that's fine. But I just wanted a description of what it is that you carved.
Yeah, I have
So-
that in there.
Perfect. So I will take a look at it here in a second. So yeah, so you do hit him, but as he's hit, he spins around. You see that his sword is at your stomach, right where the
Okay.
gap would have been. Had he wanted to, he could have sliced you.
Could have stabbed me.
Yes.
Sorry to come at
Sorry.
you like that, Cracker.
And he says,
Please call me Clam. Cracker
would
was my father.
I go by Chef Cracker, and you guys seem like a pretty interesting bunch. How many would I be cooking for?
So we would need a chef for the manor. I don't remember if my math is right, but I think there's 6 rooms. Like, I don't know. I think at most 20, 25 people on average, anywhere from 5 to 10. What
Is
would you
there
like to be?
a garden on site?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're building one actually.
Would I be able to have some kind of say as to what's grown in the garden?
Yeah, within reason. Sure. How much would you like to get paid?
I want
That's
to
the
have
big one.
the 18th of each month is my day off. I do not work on the 18th of every month.
So you say.
I
That sounds
don't
fair, honestly.
think that's an
Like,
issue. I look back over my shoulder at the other guys at the table. Are you guys shaking your head up and down, or just giving me thumbs down? No.
uh, Talking kind of just shrugs and like nods a little bit.
Okay. I mean, that sounds reasonable. Can I ask why? If you don't want to tell me, it's totally fine. I just am curious. Scrambles is gonna lean in and he's gonna go, "Are you aware, Otter?"
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
uh, it's. I've found that nothing important ever happens on the 18th. So
It's true.
I
He's guaranteed to get that day off.
and it's in the middle of the month, middle of the week. So the other, my sous chef and the other people who work in the kitchen can't screw up my kitchen too bad.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see why not. That sounds extremely reasonable to me. Let's talk money. How much do you want to get paid?
If I am, if I have no help, then it will be a gold a day. If I have help, for every person I have helping, it's one less silver a day.
How many people would you like to have run your kitchen if you had it your way?
To
What's your
cook
numbers?
3 meals a day for 10 to 25 people,
Boom.
I would want at least two, and then um, three if we have to clean up ourselves.
That's pretty reasonable in my
Hey, that
opinion.
sounds super reasonable. Scrambles is gonna scratch his head and then he goes, "Okay, that sounds pretty reasonable." Crunchy, how much would you want?
I thought you sent
Clam?
those two out.
No, I just have been talking to Clam the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So Crunchy would want.
What about
He
you,
says
Aioli?
he's used to having a share of the loot. So
That's fair.
he just needs to be able to take care of himself. If he's living on the property, then he would just need as some help in the kitchen, and he would want, as long as he has the help, then he would want one gold piece a week.
So he wants room and board, a gold piece a week, and share of the loot, or no share of the loot.
No share of the loot, just
No, he's been working on a ship, so
Gotcha.
he was used to having a share of the loot.
Okay, that makes sense then. Um, Okay, what about you? I don't remember his name. Avril,
Aelwyn.
Aelin.
Aylwin.
Aelwyn.
So, Sir Aylwin says that he's willing to work as if he has help. Then he's besides he does not charge anything extra for protection, so and healing as necessary. He can also cure disease, so he'll offer those things as needed, and as long as he's able to attend his services on the 10th day, the morning of each 10th day, and has help around the kitchen, then he's willing to work it for 2 gold a week.
You're a paladin or no?
Yes.
Super reasonable. Okay, give me 5 minutes to talk with my comrades here, and we'll get back to you. So we do like a quick behind the scenes huddle. I think we should just hire all 3 of them. What do you guys think?
Right.
All 3 of them?
Mm-hmm.
Would there not be power imbalances and people unhappy with having
They'll work it out while we're
stepping
out
on each other's
adventuring.
toes?
We could just appoint one of them as head chef right now.
Uh, that's not quite how that works.
Yeah,
I
fine.
know I've watched. Well, Scrambles doesn't know shit about kitchens, but why not?
You're a hiring person.
Well, he's already said, with the blacksmith, they were pretty much that's your thing. They'll give you their 2 cents, and that's your choice. But Scrambles has already said he's making this more of a democracy. You guys can all
Yeah,
decide
I'm just saying.
together what you guys want to do.
Yeah, we all live together, so I think we should. I don't know. I think we should just hire all 3 of them. It's not that expensive. If we hire the other 2, we get a discount on Clam Cracker. The combined cost for the other 2 is 3 a month. I think 3 gold a month, which is nothing. And then we got to pay Clam Cracker a couple. I mean, the revenue from the manor will easily cover that.
It would be 3
So
gold a
then-
week. So every 10 days, 3 gold. So it'll be 9 gold a month.
9 gold a month for Clam Cracker, and then,
And then
how
you'd
much
have
for
to
the
get
other
some
one?
help.
Yeah, we'd have to hire one more person because we already have the other
Okay.
2. That would be 4 people
So
at all
then,
times.
who do you want as the head chef then? And then we should
Who
probably
do you
negotiate
think
with
we
them.
want as head chef?
Well, yes, but also it's gonna depend on how well they're willing to work under that. Is the only thing I'm thinking of.
We could ask him. I mean, I just want to make sure you guys are okay with me pitching the idea to hire all 3 of them.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they one I don't remember who said it, but one of them also said stuff about having to clean up after themselves. If we are hiring cleaning staff,
Yeah.
that should also not be issue.
Yeah, exactly. I say we hire these 3, and then we hire somebody in town to
One
come
other
up and
person.
yeah, somebody up in town. And I don't think we just let these 3 people live here because none of them said they need to live here. So screw it. They can live in the city or they can live at the other place.
One of them said
Unless
they
you
should-
want.
Oh, that's right. The
One,
Crunchy or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Crunchy wants
But
to.
yeah, we can
have
pay to
somewhere
put him
live.
up in the freaking Stonehill Manor or whatever with the other guy, with the blacksmith. It is really not that expensive. Plus, now we're
No.
patronizing the blacksmith, which we said we would do, sort of.
Now, keep in mind, right now, that you were asking sort of before, you have one room with 6 bunk beds, 3 bunk beds, a total of 6 sleeping places. And then you have
Yeah.
another room with 2 beds. That's for the public. You also have a whole second floor that's in the process of being built.
Yeah.
So, especially a cook who gets up
Early.
an hour or 2 before dawn and works, can be some days until after dinner. They usually will live in the house.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, they're up with the butt crack of dawn for prepping. and all that.
Now, like I
On the
said,
plus
you
side,
can
they wouldn't be working alone.
for later on. Like I said, you guys can include that most of your staff will probably live here. Your butler would definitely be in the house,
Yeah, because he
and
lives there. Makes
and he
sense.
Oh
runs
yeah,
it and everything else.
absolutely.
Um,
Uh-huh.
Also, what
the
happens if you want a sandwich at midnight, huh?
exactly,
Go
Make our
make
own
your
sandwich.
own.
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so
I get my super hot girlfriend to do
normally
it.
you would have one chef. Your cook the other cooks and stuff may not live there, but even they, with the size of this manor and the size upkeep and things, I would presume eventually most of your people will live in the upstairs.
Okay, so we should in the upstairs we should dedicate living quarters
Right,
for
for your
staff.
staff and you
Okay.
guys. Unless you
Okay.
guys want
Yeah.
to live downstairs,
No.
there's room
Want to live
now
down there with
also for
the
downstairs. You
plebeians?
could have them live there for now as well, because there's barracks.
Yeah,
Remember the
for the
barracks
time
that they
being.
were living in? The
Mhm.
Red
Yeah,
Brands were
I
living
would.
in?
Oh yeah, they can live in the. Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Hmm.
too. That's why I said
So
that. What's his face could live down there with Grimmy and all of them.
now the blacksmith, that's up to you guys, because that's a
Yeah.
different animal. That's a totally different house, different place location. You can even build a little house behind the blacksmith's place
Nah.
if
I
you
say we
wanted
let
to.
him live in the.
But
We let
Give
him
'em-
live in the basement with Grimmy and Creepy, where all the redcoats were.
yeah.
Same thing with these guys
Well,
until we get the upstairs
well,
built.
Okay.
yeah, we'll play it by ear and see how things go.
All right.
Yeah.
So, are you proposing that you're hiring all three then?
But yeah, Scrambles will turn around and he'll go. Well, good news is you're all hired. Better news, Clammy, Chef Cracker, you made the best sandwich. So for now, you're the head chef. Is that going to work out with you two?
All right.
Scrambles
So they
looks at
all
the
look
other
at
two.
each other, and they sort of put their heads together and start talking, doing some things, um, talking between amongst themselves and things. And Chef Cracker says, "Are you willing to get us a dishwasher and at least one other pair of hands? Doesn't have to be trained. It can be anybody. We just need a pair of hands. We'll train them."
Yeah, we can do that. They're probably not going to. The dishwasher probably won't live here, but he'll show up in the morning and he'll show up for food services, the bus tables and clean dishes and things like that. And your last person, yeah, you guys can go into town, find somebody. We'll do that. And since what do you think is a reasonable salary to pay somebody like that, or a monthly salary or weekly salary? What do you think is reasonable for that, Chef Cracker? Since you're the head chef, what do you think is good?
I just make the food. I don't. What you pay them is up to you.
Of course. All right. Sounds good. Well then, yeah, I'll get somebody.
All right. So you have yourself two cooks and a chef, or
Cool.
three. Actually, it's
Three chefs.
a head chef, sous chef, and I don't remember what the other chef is called, but another chef. So
Thank you,
you're
Chef.
good to go. You got three people. Real quick.
Get Crunchy be our sommelier.
That's right. Uh, the he's really good at sushi. Um, assets. So real quick, I'll throw out the the
Don't throw up.
pictures so you guys can take a look at and think about it. Look at the you can look at the stream for the three butlers and think about what questions you want to ask. These I would I mean, do what you want, but these people are going to have control of your money. They're going to have control of hiring and firing. Now,
Yeah.
again, you can put regulations and things maybe they don't want to, but typically that's what they would do. They make sure people get fed. Everything is. They do all the purchasing of the entire everything on the house. So they're pretty important. They're going to have a lot
Yeah.
of responsibility. What they do and how they do it is going to be up to you guys. So you may want to ask for references, maybe do a little bit of questions, stuff like that. It's up to you how you want to handle it. So first guy comes in. Let me open this. Like I said, I'm just going to give you quick pictures, and then you guys can go into more details next week. Identified. All right, he is a half dragon named Jardwoon.
Hard wound.
Jarwound.
Second one is a female tiefling named, oops, here it is,
Named
Handler.
Butler 3.
There it is. Oops, there it is.
Her name is Handler.
Okay.
I wonder if she handles things well.
Cutie pie. Cutie pie.
Dirty tiefling.
Jackson got his hot spot for her.
And the third one, his name, lock it. His name is Mr. Emerald. And he is
Hey, yo.
Shit.
he is a goblin, but he does
Does
not.
he have- Does he have recommendations from Gringotts?
That's right. So those are the three people that show up. Jardwoon is from. Jardwoon and Mr. Emerald are both from Waterdeep. Handler is from Neverwinter. And we will go into more details next time. I also, thanks to Mantha, will have the maids. You will have 6 maids since you're hiring 2 to pick from.
Okay.
Pick your 2 maids. Cleaning crew. And again, this is more like not necessarily a maid, but more of a housekeeper. So they will be in charge of the maid staff, the cleaning staff. If you, right now, it might just be her or him, but
Right.
you can, as you add more and more, then you will get it. Just so you know, in a typical manor, the upkeep for a typical manor is 50 gold a week. You guys are nowhere close to that at this point. Now you're going to have food and stuff like that, but I'm just saying, in general, if you were to walk into Waterdeep or in Ashkel into a manor of this size, they're typically running with repairs, food, staff, 50 gold a week.
Oh, cool.
So you guys are still running way below that. You're also going to be making money eventually with the Adventure Guild and stuff. So,
But we're also not at capacity or even thinking about it just yet either. So.
right.
Man, we
Get
still
little
have a
hectic.
whole second floor to build, so yeah.
Right. I just want to let you know that you guys are, you may be adding this up in your head. Oh, this is 2 gold a week, another 3 gold a week, another this week, but you guys are still
But in
way,
the
way
grand
below.
scheme of things,
Yeah.
it's nothing.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
All right. So, any quick questions on these 3 as far as anything you don't understand about the pictures?
Quick question. Oh, listen.
Are you saying you do have a quick question?
No, I'm
Okay.
thinking there is no such thing as a quick
Oh.
question.
All right. So, cool. Thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you.
Next week, I might just throw in a fight just to liven things up, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. Um,
Man, honestly, I had so much fun tonight just sitting here listening to shenanigans. Oh god, shenanigans.
I try to keep it
Just
lively.
doing
Try to keep things interesting. You're not your normal blacksmiths or your normal people that you see in the street every day. So keep it cool. Um, so that
I find it funny that you were the one that was you said that like, oh well, you guys are gonna have the tough time with the chefs once Joe and Mantha see the third option, and then Micah was like immediately like, okay, yeah, we're hiring Clam Cracker. Like he cut out the crusts and he cut the diagonals, and obviously like
Exactly.
yeah.
I don't think anybody's immune to how cute otters are. Otters are
absolutely
fucking
not.
cute. They're fucking cute.
Oh, how
didn't we used
tall
to
is
have a
Clam
character?
Cracker?
Clam
Yeah,
Cracker is
he's
3.5 feet.
He's 18 feet tall.
Beautiful.
He's
We used to
fucking
have a
giant.
character.
9 feet tall.
He's a fucking
Madness
horse.
on her. Just
He's got-
eats clams whole. Clam
He's got
shells
boils.
and everything.
He's got boils on his back. He
Yeah.
Are
turns-
we near enough to the water to utilize the clams and stuff?
No. Vandalin is definitely
Inland, right?
inland, yes.
Well, hey guys, we'll get a pool for him.
We already have a hot tub.
We do have a hot
You
tub.
do, yeah. And downstairs, there's also that little fountain. You can have them jump in and swim in. And you have a whole gelatinous cube you can swim in.
That would.
Yeah, so each one is 5 miles. So you are 35 miles from the closest ocean.
Yeah, that's not that. Well,
So-
ultimately, we have to be making runs out to the ocean to get that's when things gets rocking. Get some people coming in
Heck
there. Yeah. Get some spices coming in from the Middle East, sort of thing.
We'll
I
get a
think
trade.
that's
We'll
also,
get a
like,
trade route
part of-
going.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so the only thing you guys haven't done is Grimmy. So if that's something that you would probably all want to go to with together, unless Scrambles wants to wander off by himself out through the wilderness. It's up to you guys.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed. We haven't done what yet?
So you guys, I don't know, I asked what everybody wanted to do over the next several
Yeah,
weeks.
you're right.
And one of the things, he mentioned it today too, but we didn't really I didn't go down that path yet. I wanted to get this other stuff done. But there's a goblin that the party left alive because they sort of helped each other in this
Okay.
caverns, and the caverns were run by a bugbear and a bunch of other goblins with these trained wolves that the goblins and the bugbear had been keeping. Well, they killed everything except Grimmy and the wolves
Okay.
and left. So Scrambles says he wanted to go check and see what's going on with Grimmy, see how he was doing.
Okay.
He's the new Goblin King by order of process of elimination.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
He doesn't have any subjects, but he for sure is the highest one on the ladder.
So be thinking
Oh.
about if you guys are going to go together, make a day of it. It's actually a day's travel away, and then it might even be a little bit more than that. I have to do the math, but it's just over. It's either a day or right around a day's travel to there and then back. So
If you decide you don't want to go, Scrambles is willing to go alone, and I'll do a side thing with Dad. We'll just do a Scrambles one-off
Huh,
where he goes to
that'll be
meet
fun.
Grimmy.
Well, if you
Or,
haven't, Lucy would
course,
want
you
to
guys
go
can
see
come
the
in.
wolves either way. But
Perfect.
if you guys haven't said anything about it, then she probably wouldn't. She'd be like, "You're gonna go visit a goblin," and I don't really care. But
No, I would definitely fill you in on his backstory. I'm not just some
Yeah.
idiot just trying to go see a goblin in the woods.
I don't know. Some days.
Yeah, you
All right,
never
guys.
know.
Well, again, thank you so much. I'll see you next
Thanks
week.
for DMing.
And
Yeah, thanks for-
like I
thanks
said, I
for
appreciate your patience. I know sometimes there were times when your particular person wasn't doing a whole lot, but I tried to keep it interesting, tried to keep it going. So next week we will finish this up. We'll look at the maids, talk to the butlers, maybe go see Grimmy. 2 of the 3. We'll go from there. So, appreciate you all. Next week is We're Still Good, right? It's getting close to the holidays. Any new plans come up on the 20th? Are we good on the 20th?
I'm good.
All right. So,
Yeah, it should be good.
cool. I'll see you all next week then. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks for Pyro and Lejeune for stopping by. Whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
I guess.